As you know, the Food and Drugs Authority is mandated to ensure public health and safety. So we deal with quality, safety, efficacy, and wholesomeness. On the 4th of December 2023, Lamens Investment Africa Limited applied to the Food and Drugs Authority for a shelf life extension of a consignment of Moshosho white doubled sorted Indian rice, 25% broken. In that same letter, they referenced a lab report from CSIR FRI, which was dated November 27, 2023, that indicated that the product met quality specifications. On December 15, 2023, the request was not granted to Lamens, and this was due to the fact that the request came from the importer, who is Lamens, rather than from the manufacturer, and the attached certificates to the request was assigned an expiry date of 2025 December. So based on that, the FDA did not grant their request for extension because the product that was listed was stated that it had an expiry date. When a product has an expiry date, we will not extend it. The request also came from the importer on his own letterhead with nothing from the manufacturer. It is only the manufacturer that can ask for an best before date or anything to do with date because they manufacture the product. On December 20th, 2023, the FDA Kumasi office received reports of repackaging of rice in a NAFCO warehouse. The FDA Kumasi officers, accompanied by officers from the police service Kumasi, inspected the facility, which was previously logged by the police, and confirmed the repackaging activity and resealed the premises. Subsequently, an administrative fine of 100,000 cedis was imposed on the importer for the repackaging, contrary to the provisions of the Public Health Act of 2012, Act 851. Following the submission of the preliminary investigation report by the Kumasi office to the head office, it was realized that the products in question had best before end date of 2023 and not an expiry date as contained in the initial submission that came from Lamens with the analytical report from CSIR. Based on the above, the FDA reviewed its response to the importer's letter dated December 4, 2023, and communicated the following to the reporter. 1, that the shelf life extension must be aligned with the manufacturer's guidelines. 2, that the CSIR FRI report lacked certain critical tests for moisture and mold. The FDA Enforcement Department, as is practice, was also tasked to take samples for subsequent confirmatory analysis should the need arise. The FDA acknowledges that the importer made a part payment of the fine imposed on January 3, 2024, alongside a commitment to settle the remaining balance. It is important to emphasize that accepting part payment does not in any way undermine the FDA's regulatory mandate. Instead, it allows enforcement actions to continue without delay while ensuring compliance with outstanding obligations. The FDA legal department actively follows up on all unpaid fines. So following that, there was supervision of the storage facility. From December 2023 to January 24, 2024, the warehouse remained sealed with periodic opening for cleaning and ventilation under joint supervision by the Food and Drugs Authority and the Ghana Police Service. The manufacturer of the rice, Satyam Balaji Rice Industry PVT Limited, India, through Lamens, submitted a letter dated 21st December 2023 confirming that the product, if properly stored, that is, in dry conditions and regularly fumigated, can be consumed within 3 years, i.e., a one-year extension to the original BBE date to December 2024. This letter from the manufacturer was accompanied by a document from Bureau Veritas India, a certification company, confirming the manufacturer's assertion. Based on all of the above, the FDA, Center for Laboratory Services and Research, also did a thorough review of the analytical reports from the CSIR, FRI, and the FDA's own confirmatory analytical report of samples that were submitted by the Enforcement Directorate. And they confirmed that the rice was wholesome at the time of the analysis. The authority then granted a provisional extension until April 30th, 2024, not the December 2024 as was requested by the manufacturer. Subject to repeat of all analysis and considered before a re-extension will be considered, if at all. Subsequently, storage compliance inspections were conducted by the Kumasi FDA office, and during that time, they identified some damaged bags of rice with the presence of some weevils. The importer's attention was drawn to this by the officers, and subsequently, the importer sent a letter dated 22nd January 2024, inviting the Plant Protection and Regulatory Services Directorate, PPRSD, or the Ministry of Food and Agriculture, to assess and possibly determine whether the warehouse needed to be fumigated. The PPRSD, in a letter dated 6 February 2024, indicated that the level of weevil infestation was low and that no pesticides or fumigation were needed. To confirm this statement, samples were again sent to the FDA lab and a report was issued and reviewed, and this report was reviewed alongside a supplementary report that was received from CSIR on moisture, molds, and yeast. Shelf life and consumer safety. The FDA follows international best practices for food safety, including use-by dates, which indicate safety, and foods must not be consumed past a use-by date. Expiry date, which indicates both safety and quality. Expired products are unsafe and should be disposed of. Best before end date. This relates to quality and not safety. Foods may lose their flavor or texture, but remain safe if stored correctly. The authority, like other authorities globally, may use accepted regulatory extensions of best before dates following rigorous testing and compliance with storage requirements, and this is in line with international best practices. The FDA also wishes to assure the public that it confirmed the wholesomeness of the consignment of rice in question and gives assurance that with all the other certificates that were submitted from India, from PPRSD, from CSIR FRI, and concluded that the rice was wholesome before it was released for distribution. The authority wishes to reiterate the fact that it is committed to ensuring the safety and quality of all products, including food on the market. And in this regard, it has carried out several safe disposal of consignments of food, including rice, whose safety and quality could not be assured or guaranteed. The FDA's reputation for excellence is backed by ISO certification and the largest ISO accredited laboratory scope in Africa. The FDA also tirelessly followed up on the long dormant National Food Safety Policy, ensuring its successful launch. It also acts as a secretariat for the National Food Safety Emergency Response Plan. The authority operates with independence, transparency, and professionalism. To address any public concerns, the FDA is open to audits by qualified local or international bodies to validate all its actions. I'll repeat, the FDA is open to audits by qualified local or international bodies to validate its actions. We remain steadfast in our commitment to ensuring food safety and protecting public health. Thank you.